Hi Pisces, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So we're going to do the week ahead. This is going from Wednesday the 18th of March. So it's kind of like a midweek reading, I suppose. But it's going from Wednesday the 18th of March through to Tuesday the 24th of March. Okay. This week we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing the Gypsy Tarot spread, which I haven't done in a while. So I just fancied doing that today for all of you guys. We're using the Everyday Enchantment Tarot, so the trim deck, and if you need any clarifiers, we're going to use the mini Gothic Bohemian Tarot deck, and for your spiritual guidance, we're using the Mystical Wisdom card deck. Okay, let's get shuffling, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, so we've got the actual spread done. Let's have a look at what the week holds in store, or what the messages are. So the situation around the mental and emotional is here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of reading before, we look at 7 areas. We look at your mental and emotional. We look at what's going on in your present timeline. We look at what your hopes and desires are, your expectations maybe for the week or the next few weeks, should I say. This is what you can't see coming in probably in the next few weeks. It could be this week coming in or the next few weeks. And this is kind of the energy around the week. Okay, so this is what should be kind of evolving through the week into the next few weeks. And this will be the overall outcome. Right, let's have a look. So the situation is about the home. It could be about a relationship. It could be about the family. It could be about a marriage. Because that's the Four of Wands for you. The Four of Wands is all about... so the situation is probably going to be starting here because this is what's on your mind. So everything else that spans out from here is probably going to be relating to that Four of Wands card there. So let's call it that around your mental and emotional, it's about the, it's about the family, the home, Four of Wands energy, friendships, relationships, romantic relationships perhaps. Could be a marriage, for example. What are your mental and emotional feelings concerning that? I think that you're ready for something new. I think that you're ready to step out of this energy here, because the Fool is all about new beginnings and it's about a fresh start. So some of you guys are ready to step out of this Four of Wands energy here. So if it's a focus around a relationship perhaps, or it's a focus around a home, that type of thing. I mean, there's nothing essentially wrong with it. I just think that mentally and emotionally you're ready for a fresh start from this. It's not saying that this is anything necessarily bad, Pisces, but I think that you're ready for something new. Well, tell us here why the reason is for that. Because of but I do feel actually, I mean, even though in the first instance it didn't look particularly bad, and it doesn't, but the problem with the Devil card is that this is a card that indicates some form of chain. It's a card that represents feeling bound to something with the Devil energy here. It's also, I mean, sometimes you can be in something happy, but it's superficial. So the Devil is about superficiality as well. So you guys might be ready to step out of the Four of Wands, which is, it looks to me like it's a relationship, or it could be, it feels like it feels good when you're in it. But the reason that you need a fresh start from it is because it's the Devil energy. It's not grounded enough. It might be that this is something that you don't feel is your life purpose, for example. It could be anything. It could be a job, relationship. It's superficial with the Devil energy. It's probably because it's superficial Devil energy, or it doesn't feel like you're connecting to it. You may be connecting to this thing in a nice way, but it's a superficial. It may be that it's a sexual thing. It might be that it's an addictive thing, but it doesn't feel authentic, because the Devil isn't really about authenticity. It's about need and drama, and imprisonment and neglect and worry and fear and all of those things that come along with it. You can see the guy on the card here. He's got money in his hand. I mean, he's not actually the Devil. It's everything around him that's the Devil. It's the champagne, it's the money, it's the spliff in his hand, it's the car. All of these kind of superficial entrapments, and you can see he's driving down the wrong way. So all of these things that he has on this picture, Pisces, they're leading him down in the wrong direction, because his motivation is to have all of these things. So he's not the Devil, it's the things around him that are actually the Devil. And it's all of these things that he has in his hand that are leading him down in the wrong direction, because he's focusing probably on something that is superficial. If I have the right clothes, that's going to make me feel good. If I've got the right, you know, sneakers or trainers, that's going to make me feel good. If I, you know, if I have enough money, that's going to make me feel good. But really, he's focusing on the things that can be gone in a moment and not necessarily on what really fulfills him. So I think with these energies here, that what I'm looking at here is that there is something in your life, I think, Pisces, that isn't fulfilling you. No matter how good it feels when you're in it, it's not necessarily fulfilling. And I think the focus this week will be about stepping out of that. What's going on in the personal situation? Well, the situation is about judgment. So I think with the situation being judgment, it's all about reaching that kind of crescendo. There's a place where we have to make a very big decision here with the judgment energy, a very big decision. And that big decision means that you're at a bit of a crossroads. And if you look here, the similarities between that devil and also this judgment energy, can you see on the judgment card how she's turning her back on the bottle of drink? Look here what he's got in his hand. It's all, both cards very much similar in the way that they've been drawn, in that both parties, what's behind her is all of the drink and the addiction and the, you know, and the temptation of, you know, drink, drugs, sex, whatever, party time, and he's enjoying it here. So really, this is linking up with this energy here, and it's saying, you know, it's time to release oneself from the devil, from whatever it is that's superficial in your life. And I think that this week around your personal life, Pisces, it's time to release oneself from one life. You're stepping into a new life, and stepping into a new life requires sacrifice and big decisions to make, because this is something that is not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily feel bad when you're in it, but you know that there's something off about it, because you know that this isn't something that makes you feel completely fulfilled in a really grounded way. What are you experiencing around that judgment? Well, I think that this is a very frightening time. I think two things. I think number one, there's an awakening here with the Tower energy. There's a realization with that Tower energy that it's time to make a change with the judgment energy, and it's a very, very big change that you guys are looking at, Pisces. Very, very big, because that's what judgment is, the major arcana, and the major arcana of judgment means this is time to make a big transformation. And I think for some of you guys, it's very frightening with that Tower energy, because there is an awakening and a realization that life is going to change in a really big way if you let go of certain things. What's the reason for that Tower? Because of the High Priestess energy. Well, you know, it's your intuition as well, isn't it? I think it's your intuition is really guiding you at this present time, because that's what the High Priestess is. It's your intuition, it's your sixth sense. So your sixth sense is saying to you, stroke your intuition, because intuition is really the sixth sense, isn't it? It's saying to you, Pisces, it's time for this massive, massive transformation. You know, are you strong enough to do that? And I think that, you know, as I've said with the Tower card, what you guys are experiencing is two things. There's a really big awakening that has come through the Tower energy, because your sixth sense is telling you it's time to make that change. There's also a very, very big earth-shattering fear now that's coming in for Pisces, as they're saying, you know what, it is time to make that change. My intuition strongly leads me towards that, and I'm really frightened by it. What are your hopes and desires? Well, the situation is all about the world. So the ending of the cycle is the world energy, the completion of it. And you've got a lot of major cards in here. In fact, you know, so far you've only got one, which is really interesting. So we know that this is a massive, massive energy. And for some of you guys, it may be, you know, tapping into the coronavirus thing that's happening at the moment as well, because that's a massive, massive thing. And we're finding that with the coronavirus thing happening at the moment, Pisces, that most of us are having to change our habits. For example, the Four of Wands can be an event as well. This can be where you're going out, you're going for meals, you know, you're going to the theatre with this card here, you're going to the pub, you're going to outdoor concerts. It's a card about the good times. It's a card about going to events, having a good time, enjoying yourself. But, you know, we can see that you're, you know, mentally, emotionally, you're saying, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this because of the devil. So the devil energy as well can be where, you know, bad things happen because of your fears as well. Even though it doesn't look fearful on here, it can be because of the fear that the coronavirus thing has put in everybody's way. And we're seeing all of these major energies where things are changing. A lot of change cards. Judgment, Tower, World energy, Fool energy. 4 cards that indicate big, big changes around Pisces. And you guys are tapping into this because your intuition is now telling you, the sixth sense is saying, you know what? actually it's time that I actually did make a change. And there's a massive upheaval here for some of you guys showing up in the next week or two. And I think it's kind of playing into the coronavirus thing, perhaps for some of you guys too. Not for all of you, but for some of you guys it will be, because of the fear of getting it. So the situation around your expectation, your hopes and your wishes is the world. So the situation is all about the completion, but also an achievement of a goal here. What are you hoping for concerning this world card? Well, you're hoping to have more power. Look at another major card. This is incredible. You've got mostly majors in the reading. I mean, this is pretty big stuff, I think, for Pisces. So the hope would be for, when you're the magician, you have the power. So you're putting the power back into your hands. Perhaps with the world being the ending of the cycle, the hope would be that you'd be able to start creating something new here with this magician energy showing here. What's the reason for that? Because of the Two of Cups energy. So it could be because of a relationship for some of you guys as well. I mean, some of you guys, it's agreements, it's relationships, it's partnerships. But I think that, you know, around the desire with the world energy being the ending of the cycle, and the hope as a result of that ending cycle that you then with the magician would be able to, you know, create something new. I think it's because perhaps maybe there are other people involved in the situation. Maybe this is about a relationship. Maybe this is about an agreement, a partnership, that type of thing. So creating something new, perhaps because it kind of taps into it benefiting other people as well, with the Two of Cups energy showing there. Not just you, but perhaps your family, your friends, your lover, whatever it is. What's going on around your expectations? Well, it's the Three of Swords is the situation. So the Three of Swords is about failure. It's about disappointment. It's about heartbreak. It's about failure, all of those things. What are your expectations? So I suppose in terms of this energy here, what we're seeing, Pisces, is some of you guys are saying, well, what if I fail? So what's pretty much going on, because a lot of this top level is also to do with the way you think. So a lot of you guys are saying, well, what if I fail with the Three of Swords? What are you expecting concerning that Three of Swords energy? Well, you're expecting the King of Wands energy. You're expecting to keep on going regardless. So you're not giving up on this, because the King of Wands is success. The King of Wands never gives up. The King of Wands is determined and motivated to meet his goals. So you say, well, what if I fail with the Three of Swords energy? And remember, it's a small failure. So it really, because it's a Three of Swords, it's a, you know, it's a pit card. It's not a major card. These are major things that you guys are thinking of doing. But the smaller part of it says, well, what if I fail? Three of Swords energy. And you say, well, if I do fail slightly in a small way, I expect just to get back up again, because I'm motivated and I'm determined to achieve whatever this thing is. What's the reason for that King of Wands though? You're expecting the King of Wands because of the Hangman. You know that there are going to be fits and starts to this thing. The Hangman is delays. The Hangman is you know, things being held in suspense. The Hangman can be something that takes a while to actually, you know, to actually be achieved. It's a goal that will be achieved, but it's going to take time. It might be, well, you know, if I fail around my expectations, I expect that if I fail, I expect that I'm going to keep on going. I'm just going to get back up and keep going again, you know, with this King of Wands energy. It may be that, you know, if you fail, Three of Swords, well, I expect to get some help from others, the King of Wands energy, because you can see he's got supporters there. I expect that I'll have support in terms of getting me to where I want to go. And why is that? Because of the Hangman energy, okay? I think it's because with the Hangman energy, there's acceptance as well. The Hangman represents, look at him, he's in a very kind of precarious position being held upside down, Pisces. So, and he accepts it. He's not flapping. The guy in the background is flapping. There are people looking at him like, whoa, what's going on there? But he's like, oh, I'm just cool, I'm just hanging upside down. He accepts his position. And I think it's because there is acceptance here that this isn't going to run smoothly. There are going to be certain kind of, you know, times when there is failure, Three of Swords energy, where things don't run according to plan. You recognise that this isn't going to be smooth sailing, but you say, you know what, if we do fail, if I do fail on this situation here, well, you know what, I expect with the King of Wands to get right back up, and I expect to carry on running, and I expect to win the race, because I accept that there will be times when this will happen. I accept that it's going to take time before I get to where I actually want to go. What is it you can't see coming in? Maybe within the next few weeks. The situation will be about the Eight of Coins. So the Eight of Coins is all about hard work and focus and dedication. what is it you can't see coming in around that Eight of Coins energy? The Chariot you're going to achieve. If you work on this thing, Pisces, if you work hard with the Eight of Coins energy, and if you really put the effort in with the Eight of Coins, the universe is saying what you can't see is that you're going to have success with the Chariot. You're going to overcome all those obstacles that you're probably going to face. And what's the reason for that? Because of the King of Swords energy. Perhaps this is somebody who can help you. Okay? But remember, the King of Swords is somebody who puts the idea out into the world. So he enacts the idea, he's taking charge of the situation with the King of Swords. But also it could be perhaps there's a King of Swords. Maybe there's somebody here who's helping you. Therefore, in the next sort of few weeks or week, what can we see? The Seven of Coins. So in the last two areas here, firstly, the situation will be the Seven of Coins. So it's going to be a time for, the situation is all about you taking a step back to review the situation. What is it you can expect to come in around that Seven of Coins energy? Okay, so this is taking a leap of faith, the Page of Wands energy. So what you can expect coming in is the Page of Wands. It could be good news, or it could be you're exploring something further here. What's the reason for the Page of Wands energy showing here? Because of the Four of Coins energy. There's something to do with money or gain. You're gaining something here. The Four of Coins can be, I don't think it's money, I think it's gaining. Could be money for some of you guys. But I think after a time of review, you're going to get some good news coming in. And this is going to say that you'll have gained something. Okay, it's small, but it's a start because it's a 4. 4s represent stability, but there's a lot more work to be done. And the overall outcome from this is the Hierophant is the situation. So Hierophant could be about learning something with the Hierophant, guidance with the Hierophant energy. What's the overall outcome around that Hierophant energy? The Four of Swords, peace. Peace and healing is restored. And what's the reason for that Four of Swords energy here? The Six of Swords. You've overcome the worst with the Six of Swords. You're moving into a new phase here with the Six of Swords energy. So peace being restored as you're moving into a new phase. Some of you guys are being guided along the path of that new phase here. Okay, the Hierophant energy. This could be guidance in the overall outcome, but I think it's more learning something here with this Hierophant energy. And if you think about the Hierophant and the Four of Swords, both cards together represent a place of healing and respite, because it can be a hospital or something like that. Because of the Six of Swords, you're moving into a new phase. So it's almost like finally there's some form of healing and respite here with the Four of Swords and the Hierophant as you're moving into a new phase. Let's get this question again then for the next few days, going into the next few weeks. What we've got here is around your mental and emotional, it's all about the home or the family or just happiness and events and joy and that type of thing. But I feel that you guys, and I think that this is probably something that you usually do. So it might be, it might be something like, you might go to a lot of events or something like that. But this feels to me like it's something that you're used to doing with that Four of Wands energy, whether it's a relationship, a home, an event, whatever it is. But mentally and emotionally, you are ready for a new phase because you recognize with the Devil energy that this is something that is probably, it's either that it's superficial or it's something that it has its drawbacks, or it's just something that is taking you down the wrong path and it's the wrong thing to do at the moment. In your personal life right now, the situation is all about judgment. So rebirth, transformation, a big change. And I feel that what you're experiencing right now concerning that is the Tower. So there's a time of awakening concerning this. Some of you guys are very much awakening. Your eyes are opening to the fact that there has to be some big transformation in your life right now. Because I feel with the High Priestess, two things. I think number one, your intuition is telling you that there has to be a big change. The light bulb is on. I think number two, because some of you guys have probably with the High Priestess as well, put up with the situation for far too long, which is what she can do because she can be very passive to stuff. And now it's time for this massive change. You can tell it's a massive change for some of you guys because of all the major cards that are showing up here. Your hopes and your dreams are to bring something to completion, the World energy, in which you hope concerning if something is now at an end, which is something to do with these energies here, obviously. I mean, it's all coming together on the reading. So the completion, we can see here that the situation is about judgment in your personal life, a transformation, a change, a massive change, a life change for some of you guys with judgment. And it really feeds into the notion that you seem to be very kind of entrapped by something that whilst it doesn't always feel bad, it's not necessarily good for you. So you guys are saying, you know, I've awakened to the fact that there has to be changes, especially around this Devil and the Four of Wands energy, because my intuition is strongly leading me towards the idea that I need to do that. And also because I've been very passive and I haven't made any sort of moves, or I've not changed anything in quite a while. So you say, if I can bring this to completion with the world, I would hope that therefore I could then start again with this Magician. I could use whatever I have now to start creating this new world that I'm looking for, because maybe this involves other people that I care about, that type of thing with the Two of Cups. You say in your expectations, but if I should fail, I expect that I'll just keep on going, and I expect that I'll have other people that are holding me up and helping me to keep going here, because I accept that this is something that is going to take a while to actually develop and come to fruition. In the hidden factors, what you can't see is that all of the hard work that you put in with the Eight of Coins is going to pay off with that Chariot energy because of the King of Swords. I guess because it could be because of a personal, but it could be because this plan has now fully been put into action and all it's taking now. And also this plan here is really starting to take form, because if you look at the King of Swords, kings are ruled, they're rooted in earth. And how I read kings, they're rooted in earth, and earth means formation. This is an idea. So we know that if you keep on going with this, you keep putting the effort in with the Eight of Coins energy, the plan, whatever this is here, is going to come to fruition with the Chariot, because your ideas are really starting to take shape with that King of Swords showing there, Pisces. We can see, therefore, over the next few weeks that we have, the situation will be about the consideration and the need to review. So things are coming together, but there's going to be a need to take a step back and review things. And what you experience around that review coming in is the Page of Wands energy. So this could be a message. You know, this could be, you know, you guys exploring this even more. But I think that what could come in around this review is, with the Page of Wands, what you'll experience is a message, some communication. And this communication will be the Four of Coins energy. It might be that finally with the Four of Coins energy, you've achieved something, you've got something, you've obtained something. It's small, but you can see it literally, because we can see the idea is starting to take shape here, but we can see the idea that's starting to take shape, literally come to fruition. So you're holding whatever it is in your hand. You're literally seeing it in real time. It's small, but it has a need for more work to be done, but you can literally see. It's almost like developing something. It's almost like making this invention, and you've got the prototype of it. You've got the idea that's starting to take shape on paper, the King of Swords, but you can literally see with the Four of Coins the prototype. So you can literally see it developing there, which is nice. The overall outcome from that will be the Hierophant. So overall, I think that you're going to be gaining actually more guidance with this Hierophant energy, and the overall outcome around that guidance will be the Four of Swords energy. So it may be that actually with the Four of Swords, this isn't peace restored. It might be that you're getting more guidance on what this new path is that you're taking, I think, with this Hierophant energy. And the overall outcome around that will be a little bit of a break here, perhaps, so you can see how things are going. Because the Six of Swords, you're in the transition stage. So that's how I'm going to read that now. I would say, Pisces, that around all of this energy here, what we're seeing is the Hierophant energy here, and this Hierophant is saying that around all of this energy where you're starting to see a new plan, a new life coming to fruition, you can literally see it in your hands, you're literally tasting it, feeling it, experiencing it. It's very small, but things are starting to build. The overall outcome will be that you're going to need more guidance on this. And the overall, so the situation around the overall outcome will be that you'll need more guidance on this. That Four of Swords around that Hierophant as the overall outcome will be that there'll be a little bit of a break, a little bit of a pause on this with the Four of Swords energy whilst you go through, because you're still going through the transition stage. So everything is going to come in stages on this new path. It's all about stages. Not everything will be done overnight. Certainly not for this week. And certainly probably not for the next few weeks. But we can see that literally progress is being made in a new stage. I'm seeing a new stage evolving for Pisces over the next few weeks. And I think what's happening here as well, Pisces, this isn't just a reading for this week, it's for the next few weeks. Okay? So I would say, I'm probably going to label this reading actually the next 4 weeks. So from the 18th... from the 18th, I would say probably from the 18th going to the 18th of, we'll do it like that, from the 18th of from the 18th of March through to the 18th of April. I think I'm going to do it like that. It feels like I should do it like that. So from the 18th of March through to the 18th of April, what I'm seeing is that there is a new life evolving for Pisces, but everything is going to come in stages. It's not everything that's going to be done at once. So we're going to have a quick look at what the universe spiritual guidance is for the next sort of 4 weeks. Universe Spirit, what's the advice for Pisces? What is your spiritual advice for Pisces? What spiritual advice do you have for Pisces in one card? Let's have a look, Pisces. So, it talks about Archangel Gabriel, message of creativity and hope. Let's have a quick look in the booklet at this. Let's have a look. So, Archangel Gabriel. Okay, I really love this deck. So, right, so he speaks to you through your heart and soul. Gabriel, which means God is my strength, guides hopeful parents in fertility and child conception, giving them courage and strength. He is the angel of communication and the arts, inspiring and motivating you in your creative pursuit. His presence offers enthusiasm and encouragement in the creative fields. He guides artists, authors, musicians and dancers to reach their full potential and live their purpose. If you work with children personally or professionally, you will find Gabriel by your side with love and guidance and support. Mantra is, I follow the guidance of my heart. Fantastic. All right, that's your reading, guys, for the next 4 weeks, 18th of March through to the 18th of April. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Cara's Universe. If you'd like to order your own personal reading, just click on the link in the comment section below, or you can click on the link in the end screen. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.